Hey, hey, what's up? It's Lenny Schmidt. Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. This is a show where we talk to artists who have devoted their lives to an art that suddenly has been disappeared or taken away from them, and you get to catch up with them. First of all, do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. It helps me to keep putting videos up on a regular basis. Today I took a shower, I put on a good shirt, I ironed it, pulled out the pretty camera, I put on pants to come here and do a new intro. And I just want to let you know that here at the LCQC, I think that's what Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy, we talk to all kinds of artists, performers, entertainers in the professionals in the entertainment business, singers, songwriters, dancers, tons of comedians, actors, screenwriters, authors, casting people, agents, managers, tech, sound technicians, lighting people, all kinds of professionals that work in entertainment specifically, and even more so live entertainment, who no longer have an opportunity to perform their art or their skill, the craft they spent over 30 years building. So if you get to watch the show and you get to catch up with them, and they show you how they've reinvented their careers a little bit, what they're doing now, what they changed to get around the COVID curveball, so to speak. And you guys get a chance to catch up with them and see where you can find out about their information, find out about their websites, maybe go to their Venmo, buy some merch. They get to keep in touch with their fan base. It's a win-win for everybody, if you think about it. I get to do the show. I'm here every Monday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. And then afterwards, the show stays up on YouTube forever and becomes a podcast a day later. So there you go. And we are sponsored by no one. We have no sponsors, no commercials. You don't have to worry about any of that. We're supported solely by you guys, the fans, supporters, and the artists that watch the show on a regular basis. If you feel like you would like to support the show in any way, shape, or form, please go to any one of the options listed right there above. If I taped this correctly, it should be right up there. If not, if you just go to lennyschmidt.com/if you can, there's a number of different options there that you can support the show financially. There's Venmo, Cash App, the website. You can go PayPal, credit card, anything you can do, any amount you can give at all to support the show so that I can support the artist will help everyone. And if you enjoy all the content I produce online, there's this show, there's the Reconnecting Comedy. There's a lot of content. I put up over 200 hours of content on the internet over the last year. You can join the Patreon page as well. Go to Patreon, search Lenny Schmidt Comedy, and you got all kinds of ways to support me and my online endeavors. So that's all. So check out the show. My light just went out, so that means I got to go. Enjoy the show. I love that song. I love it. I love it. I don't even know who does it. Most of you know it's a stock song that I can play on my podcast. That's all. That's all it is. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. I hope you had a good weekend. Hope things were well. I hope you had a good St. Patrick's Day. Mine was fantastic. Many of you probably saw my picture from the bar. Those weren't all my shots, but I drank some of those shots. So I had a couple of beers, a couple of shots, and I was just a little bit hungover on the next day, just a little bit, not much. Although it got me thinking that maybe I got to cut back on those hangovers, man. I'm telling you, they're like 2 days now. A hangover takes me 2 days to get over. I can't handle it anymore. It's too much. It's painful. So anyway, St. Patrick's Day was good. The weekend was good. Everything's good, man. Everything's can't complain. Some of you know I got work coming up. I'm going out of town. I'm very happy about that. What else? Not a lot. We got this show tonight
And I got a show on Wednesday, and then I'm taking next week off. I know some people commented, and I was incorrect last week. I flipped the shows around. I'm off next week. All next week, no live shows. It's spring break for the kids, so we're going to do some spring break stuff here in California. And by that spring break stuff, I mean we're going to take down the Christmas tree. I'm serious about that. We're taking down the Christmas tree, which is still up in the front room. All the Christmas decorations are still up, and we're going to take them down Monday. And I clean out the storage area, and I rotate everything, and then we'll be ready for spring. So there you go. I have fantasy baseball drafts all weekend. It's spring, man. It's spring around the Schmidt house. That's what's happening here. Is I do fantasy baseball drafts, and I clean out my storage. That's what I do for spring next week. I get my second shot tomorrow morning, so we'll see how that goes, how that makes me feel. I'm going to be laid up for a day or two, maybe. Possibly. I don't know. I heard it's the second shot is rough, so I took the next 2 days off if I need them. We'll see what happens. But tomorrow afternoon I get the second shot, so I'm very excited. If you're a Cruise fan, a Cruise member, you will be. Oh, first of all, I always forget to say this early. Do me a favor, like the video if you're watching it now, or if you just tuned in. Please hit the little thumbs up. There's a thumbs up down there. I got. We have a lot of viewers, man. We have a lot of people viewing. I have only 5 likes, though. Hit the like button. Do it right now. Hit the thumbs up if you can. There you go. There we go. I like all of you. Also, subscribe to the channel if you can. That costs you no money. I know I talk early. There's a promo video, which will change next week. I talk about how you can donate money or support the show financially. If you don't want to support it financially, you just want to support, just subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, that goes a long way. YouTube's really important. They want me to have subscribers. So do that. And it costs you nothing. You know what I mean? And you don't get silly updates all the time if you don't want them. You can sign up for them. Anyway. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Second shot tomorrow. Like the video. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Well, let's go to the board. There's a lot of viewers here. You guys, I changed the software on the streaming. Also, some of you may or may not be aware of this. We're streaming on Facebook as well right now. I used to do that before, and now I'm doing it again to add a different aspect to it. I got the idea, I'll be honest with you, from Brad Tassel last week when he streamed on Facebook as well. So I thought I'd do that as well. If you're on Facebook and you want to interact live, I respond to the comments on YouTube. I'm going to keep that accurate so that we're not bouncing back and forth and it's confusing for everyone. So with that being said, let's go back to YouTube. I have a lot of viewers today. That's awesome. Thank you for tuning in. I apologize to Ben Magley, who made a comment already. He thought there were no shows this week. You were absolutely right. I said all week there were no shows this week, but I was wrong, and next week I'm off. Not this week. So I apologize deeply. But thank you for finding the channel. Thank you for finding the show and being here. Hello to everyone. Hello to Rachel. Thanks for being here, Rachel. Good to see you. The Mulligans are here as always. The Runnions are here as always. Robin Greenberg. The usual suspects are here. You guys are the greatest. Gar's here. Mike Garcia. Yeah, Loyola. I don't know if you're a basketball fan, but man, this tournament is chaos. All the big teams, Illinois lost and Florida lost. A lot of teams lost. Oh, and this is what I was talking about, the cruise ships. If you are a cruise fan and you're excited or you're waiting for cruises, I can tell you that I've been in contact, or cruise lines have contacted me every day for the last week about certain information. So they want to know when I'm vaccinated, want my avails and all kinds of stuff. I got a new app from Carnival to update my work, my avails, and my travel app, and signs are looking good, man. June or July, I'm thinking. I'm hoping. We'll see. I don't know. If who knows? Who knows? I did my taxes. Ha! Good news, bad news. Taxes are done. I guess that's good news, and I get a return for the first time in like 13 years. That's good news, I guess, but it's really only because I didn't, I had no work from March on, so that's why. So I don't know if that's good news to you, but I got money coming back. Larry Warden is here. Larry Warden, I was just thinking about you the other day, man. Nice. Thanks to see you. You don't get notifications that go live anymore. You should get notifications. I did change the software today. I mentioned that. I went back to using Restream. And I'm going to try to play with that and see if I can get that to update people on the update. Oh, the thing is, it changes the scheduling I got to look into it. That's why I'm off next week, is I'm changing some streaming and I'm changing a couple software things, and I want to do it on an off week. So throughout the week next week, I will have test videos popping up throughout the week. So if you want to jump on board and say something while I'm there, that's great. That's cool. That's awesome. But there are no shows next week. Most of my stuff will be test based. So there we go. We have people from Utah, Girly Girl. I don't know who that is. That's someone new. It could be a fan of Rob's. That's what happens when I have someone on more important than me. Their fan base shows up to follow them, and then I never hear from them again. So there you go. What? Okay, I'm getting a silly question, silly text. That explains the warmth in your loins. Yeah, I guess that does explain the warmth in your loins, Larry. I don't know how that works, but and the rest of you guys, thanks so much. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here this week. I'm excited about this show. Rob was supposed to be here some time ago, and stuff happened. Oh, it is Rob's buddy. Okay, Rob, that is your buddy. That's whoever Girly Girl is. That's your buddy. So anyway, Rob, you drew one fan. Good for you, man. Thanks for adding to the page. Yeah, that's okay. It's pretty close to what I have. Wow, I have a pretty good amount of people watching today. You guys are great. This is great. I should not advertise shows more often. I should screw this up as much as possible. While we're at it, folks, let's get to it. My good friend, I worked with Rob dozens of times on ships back in over the last few years. Last time we did we launched that new ship from Norwegian. Which one is it? The Encore, right? I believe we did 3 weeks on the Encore. Yeah, we did 3 weeks in the Encore. It was a blast. It was me. It was him. It was Keon Poole, I think, was on it, and a lot of people. Anyway, he's a comic. He's a good friend of mine. He's very funny. Girly Girl knows what I'm talking about. Let's get right to it. Let's get a taste right now. This is my good friend, the one and only comic, Rob Little.
But I am a party guy, and I don't know, is this a party crowd? Because I'm kind of hoping. Yeah. Awesome. That's how I am, too. And it's not even about the drinking for me. It's just about being around a lot of people. To me, that's the fun part, right? And if you're having a party, I'll come. I don't give a shit what kind of party it is. I don't care. Girl Pinterest party? I'll bring the crafts. I don't care. Tupperware party? Let's blow the lid off this bitch. I don't... Sex toy party? I'll make a mold. I just went to my first search party. Holy shit. That is a weird party, man. Everybody was crying. They couldn't find this one guy. So I start crying because I think it's BYOB. I'm like, this is bullshit. It's a weird party. Who invited the cops? This is weird. I didn't know we could bring our dog.
Yeah, that's the one and only Rob Little. Let's hear it. Here he comes live right there on the screen, right there on your monitor, on the big TV, right there. There he is.
Yay! How you doing, brother?
I'm good, buddy. I miss you, man. How are you?
I know, man. I'm trying to show off my cool wall behind me.
I like it, man. I like it. It's like a whole, is that like a what do they call it? Like a goal wall, or it says memories? Is that
it's
memory?
A palette wall that
palette?
I saw on Pinterest, and then I put little categories up on every corner. Like over here's we got family, and up top is like comedy and my fraternity and friends and stuff like that. And then I just, because I didn't know what to do with all these pictures, and I'm like, let's display them some cool way, right?
Yeah, right. Nobody has pictures anymore. You know what I mean? Nobody has. It's always on the phone. Everybody's got them on the phone. Nobody prints them out.
Yeah, man. So thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for being here, man. How's it going? Where you at? Are you in? No, you're not in Michigan anymore, right? You moved. You bought a house. Where you at?
Yep, Florida? I bought a house in Florida on a lake in Leesburg, Florida.
All right, how's that going? Florida's great. There's no
Very
COVID
close
there. I
to
heard.
the villages.
There's no COVID in Florida.
It is kind of chill. It's been all right this week. I just flew in. I just got back from Myrtle Beach for the first time. Have you ever played that club?
Yeah, Cabana, right?
Yep.
I love
first time, and it was good. They already booked me back. I was like, holy crap. Nice. And but it was freezing the whole week, and you were talking about St. Patty's Day and stuff. I had to perform that night, and it must have been amateur night at a strip club because all the main strippers were at our show. They were all getting just
Wow.
drunk as hell.
Good for you,
and
just not good for the clientele at the strip club that night.
I know, right?
What is this, the C team? What the hell's going on here?
I know it. They were like, "We got the night off." And we're like, you know,
No, good for
know.
you, dude. Though that's rough. You got to perform for a bunch of strippers. How was that night? Did you get to hang out afterwards with the strippers? They're fun.
I mean, I got to see them. Yeah.
Come on, dude.
No, I didn't.
You didn't hang out with them at all?
No, man, we didn't do anything. It was lame.
Oh,
It was lame. I know. I wish I had some cool story for you. Yeah, after we went out and got crazy. There was a big car show though in town. I think you would have liked that. That was awesome.
I'm not really a car guy. Was it like an old
You
cars?
not? I thought you were.
Nah. I'm really kind of a minimalist, Rob. I like, you know what I mean? It works great for my poor lifestyle. You know what I mean? It works great that I have no money. When you're a minimalist, when you're poor, minimalist is the way to go. I'm telling you right now. You're like, I don't need any of that stuff.
Is my lighting suck? I'm sorry if it is. I can change it.
No, you look great. No.
Okay, good. All right.
Dude, this is not.
I just got all this, so I'm starting my own podcast soon. Finally.
Dude, how are you going to contain that energy into one podcast?
I know. Well, I got a partner with me, and I don't know if you know him, Tommy Ryman out of Minnesota.
No.
He used to be a guy I brought on the road with me all the time, and then he did a dry bar and blew up, and now he's headlining everywhere. So,
oh, good for him, man.
We're just good buddies, and so we thought, let's do one finally. A Little Tom Foolery.
That's a good time to do it. It's like a year after COVID started. Smart move. It's like you know what I mean? It's like a whole year not being able to go anywhere, and then you're like, you know what? Clubs are opening up. Time to do a podcast.
I know. It's so stupid. But I've been remodeling. I remodeled my whole house when I moved in. I didn't plan on doing it, but I renovated every single room. There hasn't been an inch not touched. And it is phenomenal now. It was, oh man, I'd love for you to see it someday. It'd be awesome.
I would when we can travel. I'll come. Where exactly are you located? Where's that city at? What's it called?
About
again?
50 minutes north of Orlando, and I live on a chain of lakes. So there's like 6 huge lakes.
Okay.
Yeah, great for fishing. So that's why I moved here.
Oh yeah, my stepfather moved to Florida for the same reason. He's a huge fisherman.
Yeah,
he goes outside.
I actually just caught my personal best the other day. And I'll bring it up for you real quick, and I'll show you the picture. See if I don't know if you guys can see it, but
oh wow, oh man, jeez, that's huge.
Just over 9 pounds,
dude. That's awesome.
Pretty sweet.
What kind of fish is that?
That's a bass, man. Largemouth bass.
I don't know anything about fish.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a big fisherman either. I'm boring.
Yeah, but that's where I'm like not like you because I'm not a big sports guy. So like,
yeah, see, I'm a huge sports guy.
I know you are.
Did you eat the bass? Did you cut it up? Or are you gonna eat it?
No, I always catch and release.
You catch and release? Look at you.
Yeah,
right. Good for you.
Yeah, man. It's going great. Everything's going so good. I've been on the road a lot. I haven't heard. You know, you brought up who's been contacting you. You talking to the Royal in Norwegian too?
No, just Norwegian Carnival. I talked to Carnival a lot in Norwegian the last week or two. They all asked for. I want to know if and when I'm vaccinated, and they wanted my avails for the next year and a half. So,
how did you get vaccinated already?
Oh, in California, we don't do anything right here, but in California, we did this because my day job, since the ships have disappeared, is Uber Eats delivery guy. So that shot me to the top of the what do you call it, essential worker, because I deliver food to people. So
really,
yeah. So if you work in a restaurant, like my daughter had to get it too. My daughter's only 19, but because you work in a restaurant, they want everyone working in a restaurant to get the vaccination. So that's how I got it. I ended up getting it because I'm an Uber Eats driver.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could get them by saying we were cruise ships.
I don't know, man. They don't seem to be giving a lot of love to the cruise ships in the last year. You know what I mean? It seems like they're throwing the cruise ships under the bus. It seems like if you said that, they would be like, well, we don't care. You know, I don't know. But in Florida, what are the rules in Florida for the vaccination? I know. Well, you know what? We have two members here. The Runyons, man. I was just talking to them Saturday. They live outside of Tampa. So they were talking about how difficult it is for them to get the vaccination. They said it's a pain in the ass there. Is that correct?
Yeah, I signed up for it, and I've nothing. I've heard nothing.
Right.
But I'm not over 60. And,
right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much their main rule here, it seems like.
Yeah, every state's got their own rule. There was another rule they just opened up here. I can't remember what it was. I thought Biden had said that every adult male over 18 should get it, or every adult period over 18 should get it now. That's what he had said.
What did you hear? What our governor said to Biden?
What did he say?
Did you hear about it? Can we say?
Oh yeah, you can say. I only have 30 viewers on the show. Go ahead.
He called up DeSantis and said, "Hey, I want you to put a travel ban on your state." And DeSantis says, "I'm not going to do that." And then Biden said, "Well, I'll hold back some of the medicine of the vaccinations."
Wow, no, he didn't. Did he say that really?
Yeah, Biden said that to him, and then DeSantis told him he can go fuck himself.
Really?
He said, "Go fuck yourself, Biden."
Like,
and I was like, this guy. I think I'm going to vote for him for president next time.
That's a pretty ballsy move.
Yeah, I don't care who the president is tell the president that.
To go fuck himself. Yeah, but I can't believe, like, I can almost understand. I know the party lines thing is a deal because your guys are Republican and Biden's not. But I can't believe, Biden would threaten vaccination medicine.
He did.
Like, what is that about? You know what I mean? That's messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got the 2-shot thing. Did you get a choice? Because Johnson & Johnson's got the 1-shot, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't get any choice. In fact, I'll be honest. The second I found out that I was up on the list, I applied, and the second they gave me a date, I took it. And I didn't even. I don't even know which one I got. I think I got the Moderna. I think. Hold on. Wait, don't move, Rob.
Okay. I am gonna move because I'm gonna try to. So while Lenny's doing that, I'll talk to all the new fans. How's everyone doing? RobLittle.com.
This show's a well-oiled machine. Hold on.
I'm taking over. Lenny.
You
I'm telling them all about me.
Thank God you were here. I have the Pfizer.
Oh yeah, that's the other big one. So
yeah,
you're doing
and that's
it
a
right.
2-shot. So the first one I got, the first one was almost 3 weeks ago, and the second dose is tomorrow afternoon. So,
okay,
that's what I got. Now,
good luck. I hope you don't get.
I'll get. I'm assuming to get sick. I heard that there's something going on. Look at apparently, I have people that follow the show that know more about everything, especially Robin Greenberg. I don't have a ton of followers, but they're very loyal, and they watch. Many of them watch all the episodes, and many of them are Patreon fans. And Robin Greenberg apparently is the administrator of everything because she answers all the questions. Because she literally typed in, "You got the Pfizer vaccine." I have no idea how she knew that. She's nowhere near my house unless she snuck in here.
She's your court stenographer, apparently.
She knows everything. Like every meeting we ever had, she answers questions. She's in touch with other people. I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I have I have the Pfizer. And then I have another follower, Lori Solanka, who's here. I went to high school with her, and she's a follower. But she's front line, man. She works in I want to say retirement home, a hospital. So she's right. She should have got a shot. Like, you know what I mean? That should have been ground zero. But everyone else in California, again, Rachel Zimmerman, these people save my ass. I got news for you. Rachel Zimmerman's another friend. You can work in hospitality, but it has to be food related in California. That's how we're all getting our shots here.
Wow.
But some places
man, so
I heard Nevada, like I was in Vegas maybe a month ago, and I heard you can just walk into a CVS and get a shot.
I was in Vegas a month ago too. Where were you at?
I played Brad's place. I missed you by a week. You were across the street at the Laugh Factory. I was there the week before you at across the street. So, because I saw your face all week. Every time I went outside, I'm like, "Oh, look, Rob's in town next week." That's how it works. It's like I miss all of my friends.
Oh, that sucks. We had a fun week. Brian Regan came out and we partied with him one night.
Dude, he is so cool. That's where I met Brian, was at that same club when I came and we hung at and he's so cool. Like we went out one night drinking and I went to buy a round. I go, I'll get a round. I go up there to get a round. There's like a bunch of comics. And he ran up. He's like, "I'm not letting you buy a round." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Brian. I really appreciate that because I know you can afford the round." And I really, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be nice. And Brian's like, "Yeah, I can buy a round." I go, "No, I got it." And he just looks at me. He's like, "Dude, what do you?" I'm like, "You're right. My bad." So, what a great guy. Yeah, and funny dude.
Him and his girlfriend came out to the show, and they hung out backstage with us, and then we all went over to MGM and got drunk. Man, that guy I had no idea he was such a big drinker.
Yeah, Brian can drink hard. We drank hard that
could
night.
Not keep up.
We saw LeBeau's show at the time. Carl was doing that midnight show at the Laugh Factory, and him and I had sat at the same table. and we drank there, and then went downstairs, and drank down there, and then went across the street and drank over there. And we were playing cards and everything. It was late. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. It was one night.
Yeah.
You know how Vegas is. Before you know it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's, oh my gosh, 6 a.m. You're like, I gotta get out of here. So
It was like that every night.
Oh man, I can't do that.
Did you win anything?
No, this last trip, no, I lost about $100. You know what I do?
Won.
Here's what I do. I make the same mistake. I love to play poker. I'm a big poker player, so I'll play cards.
Okay.
I don't drink. I sit down and play sober, and I'll play. I'm like a plugger. I'll play all day. I'll play 8 hours, and I'll play the table. And I'll play cash games, and I usually come out ahead in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But if I don't play after 2 or 3 nights, on the way back to my room, I'll look at a table, and I'll be, I'll have a few in me. And I'll go, I can sit down and play some cards for a couple hours. And then I wake up with, covered by ATM receipts going, fuck, what the fuck? No. So then I literally got to go back sober just to win back the money. I'm like, now I got to go win back the money. So then, I ended up leaving down 100. Wasn't that much, but I was down more than that.
I won $5,000.
Did you really? No.
Yeah, and it's weird. I'm not a table guy at all because I just don't like getting yelled at if I take a card and some guy's like, "That's my card," You know how guys are at the blackjack table.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not that. I just leave. So there's one game I play, and I play it consistently, and it's called Dancing Drums. It's a slot, and I literally would walk into each casino, like all the MGM related ones. So the ones across the street from the Tropicana, I hit all of them, and each one of them I won $1 to $2 grand, and got all the way down to Mandalay Bay, and then Mandalay Bay took some back, but it was a good week. I was like, holy crap, this is going good.
Dude, that's great. Good for you, man. Way to go. I love to hear anybody walking out of Vegas winning. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
story.
and then I got back to Tampa and lost about another grand, I think, after that.
Where you? The casino over there?
Yeah, the casinos in Florida they're tough.
Are they tight?
They're tough.
Well, the LA ones are tight from what I heard. I heard the LA ones are tight too. You know what I mean? The payback on those are brutal. But that's why I always play poker. Like poker's because you're just playing the other guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you just have to deal with the attitudes from. Actually, that's where Vegas is so easy in a way. It's easy, but especially when poker got popular, because every 20-year-old kid with sunglasses would show up in the poker room thinking he was Phil Hellmuth. You know what I mean? And I literally was getting ready to leave, and like 4 kids would walk in and sit down, and they'd be all cocky, and I would be like, I think I'll stick around for another hour or two, because you always took like, and they didn't care. They'd lose. They try to bluff you out, and you're like, dude, you're not okay. And then you play the game like, oh, dude, I don't know. I wonder what you have. Oh,
right.
And then you take their money, and then they leave, and each one of them drops like $500-600, but you walk out of there, and I've made $1,800 in like 20 minutes off kids like that. They're just idiots. You know what I mean?
That would be me. When it's just a home game, I feel like I can play really well. Yeah. But because I used to have a home game when I lived in LA, there'd be like 20 dudes would come over and we'd play all night, and you talk trash, and it's great, right? Because it's just you're taking your buddy's money. But man, at those games, I get too nervous. I just move on. Can't do it. Let's double back real quick about the cruises. Then when Norwegian contacted you, was it the regular girl that contacted you? Because I heard she was on furlong.
It was.
Right?
It wasn't Levity. It was the main. It was the main office out of Florida. Because they have three different people, right? They have a West Coast person, they have a Florida person, and then they have Levity. And Levity books mainly those big new ships, and then the Florida one is where I did the Pearl, and the Florida is the theater type shows. You know what I mean? Where you get on the ship and you go to the theater. So
they're usually quicker cruises too, right?
Yeah, usually, and it depends. They're also, they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do. But what they were just trying to figure out was whether or not I was willing to go out, how long for, and whether or not I was vaccinated. That was the big deal.
Okay.
Their big thing now too is how long. They want to know how long you want to go out for. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, because I'm not doing.
So my bills are paid off.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm not. I'm also like I told my agent, I go, I'll go out. Like my thing is like I'll go out for 4 weeks, maybe 6, but more like 4. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But only if the money is close to the same. If the money goes down, I don't know if I want to go out for a long period of time. You know what I mean? I don't know if
that was my second question. That was my next question.
Well,
did they bring that up at all?
No. Well, from what I've heard up to this point, is that the money seems to be staying in the same area. However, the amount of shows are going to go up, which doesn't bother me really much.
Yeah, you're already there.
Yeah. Plus, I like to perform and write. You know what I mean? I've been writing a little bit of stuff this last year.
Yeah.
But I'm the type of guy, like, I do a lot better with new material if I'm working. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, you gotta get up and do the stuff. So, and open mics and Zoom shows can only do so much for you. You know what I mean? Like and cruise ships for me, I turned over 2 albums within 14 months, like 2 whole albums. And that's because I write like crazy on the ship, and I try to do new material as much as possible. And without that venue, it changed everything. You know?
Yeah.
So I'll do more.
I know. I didn't perform. I don't think I performed for 10 months. And then when I got back on stage the first time, I was like, I don't remember how this bit goes. There was so much of it. It was crazy. I was like, because I was doing newer stuff right before all that happened, and then I didn't write any of it down because you're doing it every single night.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
that was my fault.
Well, you know what I did too was because I tape all my shows, and I taped it on this app on my phone.
That's good.
Yeah, but I taped it on this app on my phone, and then when we got sent home in March, I was like, well, I got all these shows saved up, so that's good. I'll just go through that eventually. And I had taped a new album in January, so most of that stuff I was touring on, the club stuff was newer, and the ship stuff, you rotate in and out like crazy. I mean, you're doing everything on the ship, really, anyway. So.
Right.
But when at one point I go to open up the app, and something happened with the app, and it got corrupt and froze, and I lost like weeks of shows. They were just gone. Yeah, and I'm like, no.
Was there any way to contact the app creators or anything?
I tried. There's no way they couldn't explain. It was some sort of story. It was all this stuff. I don't know.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know. So I was really annoyed. But I got some new stuff. Like I did a dry bar 2 weeks ago. And
congrats.
Thanks.
Mine just got released.
Oh, right on. Good for you. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, and I'll plug it too, and I'll plug it in the thing so they can come. What's it called? What's yours titled?
It's called Adorable.
Did you come up with that? Was that you?
No, that was them.
I was gonna say there's no way you look at someone with a straight face and go, call it Adorable.
Come on, Lenny. You know it's true.
I'm looking at you now.
As
You're adorable. Look at you. Look at that. Look at that face. That's adorable right there. Oh, oh.
Oh, memories.
Oh man. All right, people are asking me questions, man. Let me go in here really quick.
Good.
Someone had a question for you. Did you do Keith running? Oh, here we go. Oh, it's right there. Are you playing the Leeburg Bile Fest? I don't know what that means. I don't know. And also, yeah, that question could be bullshit because Keith is a bullshitter sometimes. So he might have made that festival up completely.
I'm headlining it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, well, there you go. Right back at you, Keith. Florida's opening vaccines to 50 plus tomorrow. That's what Keith also said. Again, the information from Keith, I don't know how accurate it is. He lies.
Even if it was, it still doesn't pertain to me.
You're not 50 yet? Where you at? Where you at?
48.
48. Oh, you're close.
Yep. Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, baby? That sucks.
Yep.
That sucks.
I know.
It's just
always
Merry Christmas,
year.
Merry Christmas. Oh, and happy birthday. Which one's for my birthday? Just pick one of those, and it'll be for your birthday.
No, it's just one. It's not. You don't get choices. There it is.
Yeah, just that
Happy
one.
Merry Christmas, birthday.
They give you a mouse.
But it was cool this year. I flew my mom and my nephew down to see my house, and that was pretty cool. Nobody's really come up yet because of COVID. Everybody's still kind of weird about things.
Yeah.
I haven't really shown it off to anybody yet.
Yeah, because when the last time I saw you, you were in the process of looking or closing. You know what I mean? For a while, because we worked twice.
Yep.
Once you were looking, and then you thought you had one, and then you didn't, and then you got this one during the COVID. Where's your mom? How's she doing? Is she up in Michigan still?
Yeah, she's still up in Michigan, and she's doing okay. She's got a lot of medical problems, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Right.
And my nephew's kind of helping her out a lot up there now, so that's good.
Well, good for she's okay through COVID then. She stayed home and stuff and locked down.
Yeah, she didn't get it.
Right. Good
I got it.
Did you really?
Get it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got it. I got it right now, actually. I am feeling pretty. No, I don't have it right now.
I think I remember
I got
Didn't you have it like a little less than 2 months ago? It wasn't long ago, right?
No, it was July. I got
That's
it.
what I meant. July. That's what I meant. I meant July.
Yeah, a little more than 6-7 months ago. Yeah, it really wasn't that big a deal for me. I got the very first night I had a little bit of a fever.
Right.
Only when I would lay down. Like I'd lay down and I'd feel like crap, and I'd sat up and I felt fine.
Right.
I don't know why. And then the rest of the week I lost my sense of taste and smell. Now, I thought I was kind of in the clear like for that week after that, but now there's certain foods I eat and they just don't taste right.
Right. I heard
And
that.
Yeah.
I've heard some
And it
people
sucks
make
'cause-
other food taste like other things. Like messes with your taste buds.
Yeah, French fries is probably my favorite food, and they just don't taste the same anymore. They taste kind of almost like they're burnt.
Really?
It's weird.
Well, first of all, they said, again, they don't know anything. You know what I mean? We're still trying to figure this disease out. But it's the after effects on the brain is what the deal is that once you have it, that there's a brain thing that sticks around after. I know some people have had it and got wiped out, and some people have some sort of brain issue. But taste is really a brain issue. That's a reception. The taste buds are.
It could have been COVID, or it could have been the 6 times I electrocuted myself while redoing my house.
Okay, all right. Well, then now we can't be accurate. You're not a good test market. You're not a good
No.
test market. No. That doesn't make
I
sense.
really did hit bare wires once on my top of my head. I was like fixing something on the ceiling, and some lights from my bathroom like touched my head, and I heard that. You know what a Jacob's ladder is, where it's like bzz, bzz, that thing?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I heard, and I woke up on the floor, and I was up standing on my countertop,
No way.
and I just zapped me, and I fell down. And I said to my friend, I'm like, "What? Did you hear that?" And they go, "What? When you sounded like a girl and you fell?" Because I was like,
No, right before that, like right before that noise was another
"Did you
noise.
hear that zapping sound?" And they're like, "No." Now I don't know math, so it's
No,
it's going.
well, that had to affect your taste buds. Well, dude, that happened to me before. I was helping a buddy do roof work in this is in Plainfield, Illinois, years ago, and I was on a ladder. I was way up there, bro. I was right off the rooftop on the top of a big ladder, like a good 15. I mean, it was way up there. And I remember I was right next to the cords coming from the pole to the building, right? And I remember I remember hitting it, but I didn't fall off the ladder. But I heard that noise, that zzz, zzz, and it felt like somebody hit me in the chest with a baseball bat. Like just
holy crap!
Just like somebody just stepped into me, like wham! And he was on another ladder down. And I remember hearing the noise, and I remember looking at him, and I seeing him going, dude, are you okay? I go, yeah. What? Yeah. What? I go, and what? And I'm like, he goes, dude, you bumped you hit the wire. He goes, I thought you were, dude, your eyes rolled back into your head and you just stared at me. I thought you were, I can't believe you didn't fall off the ladder. I'm like, I can't believe it either. And I'm like, I got to get
your hands probably just got, your hands
I think I clamped on, bro. I don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but I just remember, I remember feeling that I swear, it was like a baseball bat. Like somebody just, wham! It just hit me so hard. Yeah, it was so brutal. And I'm like, boom.
Wow.
And I just looked at him freaked out. Yeah.
Way
Dude,
to
you give me
one
that
up my
you can't mess
story.
around with that electricity. Yeah, but you woke up on the floor. That's the same thing. You just woke up on the floor.
I know, but mine was the little light wires. It wasn't the electrical ones coming to the house.
Man, they were brutal. Whatever. Either way, man.
Wow.
It's
Did
not
your
good.
ladder hit him? Is that what it was?
I think my elbow or something. No, I think my elbow hit the cord or something. I don't know exactly how it happened. It was a long time ago. I just remember him saying, "Don't touch the cords." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe because I had a hand on something, so it went through me, and it wasn't as bad as isn't there like a conductor thing? Like if you're touching metal, that it shoots through you. Is that right? You shouldn't be touching water because then it just shoots right into you. I think that's the way that works. Is that correct?
Ask your lady friend down there that knows everything.
Robin, can you tell me how electricity works? She'll know too. She'll type it in and go, well, here's what happens. Don't touch water.
That was just one of my bad things that happened. The very first day I bought my house, I closed on it. I went and met a contractor because there was a bunch of walls I just wanted to remove.
Yeah.
that to open up my space. And I don't know how you, like at the time, I didn't know how you checked if it's load bearing or not. So this guy showed up and I'm telling you, Lenny, he made me look like a tiny little girl. He was probably 6'8" and about 500 pounds. This guy was humongous.
Right.
He gets up in my attic, and I go, "Can I go up with you? Because I want to see what you're looking at."
Yeah.
And I go up with him, and he starts to say, "Hey, watch where you step." And as he said that, I was already through the ceiling. I fell right through.
Oh, I think I saw. Didn't you take a picture of that and put it on Facebook or something?
Yeah,
I
like
saw
my
that.
whole arms were just blood. Because you instantly try to save yourself, but there's
Sure.
I was already through.
Right.
And landed. When you're falling through your ceiling, you have no idea where you're falling through. Where am I at in the house, right?
Right.
So I landed in my garage on top of my washer and dryer, and like rolled down off of it. And dude, I have never wanted to cry in front of another adult man harder than that moment. And he's looking through the hole like he's God looking down on me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you okay?"
Are you all right,
and
son?
I'm like,
Are you all right?
"You can leave. You can leave." And he's like, "But I didn't even give you an estimate yet." And I'm like, "You're not getting the job. All right, just leave."
Just get out. You need to get out of here.
Dude. And then I found out later he was telling everybody the story because my realtor was like friends with a friend of his. And she goes, "They're all talking about you falling through the ceiling."
Oh, that's
like,
cool. Of course, dude. How do you not tell that story to everyone?
That's what I said. It was horrible.
He's got
Horrible.
He had to be telling that story that night. Hey, you got to listen to this story. you know, Little, the new guy that bought the house, went over there to check out his roof. Let me tell you something. I told him, watch where you're going. Get away. What happened next? He ended up on the washer and dryer.
I thought I was going
to.
In an attic, they'll have like plywood down between the trusses so you can. That's what I thought I was stepping for that. And he said something, and I turned to like see what he was saying.
Right.
And as I missed it and just went straight down, man, that's a scary moment too, because you don't know how far you're gonna fall.
Yeah, right.
Right. Oh, dude.
Well,
so luckily I didn't break a leg or something.
Dude, thank God, dude. That's one of those things you look back at, like, oh man, that was the worst.
Yeah.
Coming through a ceiling.
But now I'm very handy, man. And I actually have had a couple people hire me to do some handiwork for them at their houses and stuff.
Not in the attics, though,
I
right?
was not that guy before at all. Now you should see my tool shed. I got a new tool shed, and I just loaded it up with a bunch of tools. And I met a guy during a show that was a wholesaler, and he hooked me up with a ton of stuff. And dude, I love it now.
Dude,
now I'm building all kinds of crap.
Yeah, I knew you got a house and you dove right into it head first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what
cool.
my neighbor said. I lucked out. One of my neighbors is a plumber. The other's an electrician. And another one's like a handyman. And they didn't have nothing to do during COVID. So every time my garage door went up, they're like, "What are you working on today?" And they just come over and help me. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Plus, everybody wanted to
and
see
a lot of people didn't know each other here. And now we all know each other. And I've had a bunch of parties with everybody over here and stuff. It's been really cool. I lucked out.
Good for you, man. Yeah. Plus, you can have parties in Florida now. They don't care over there about COVID or nothing. We can't have. I live in California.
We really don't care.
Nah, you guys don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the board because somebody just said something about my taste. It was Larry Warden again. Larry Warden said I lost my taste in the '80s. I don't know what that means. There's lots of people.
Probably from the music. Is that what he's trying to make
I
a
guess.
joke about?
I don't know. Larry was the guy that turned me on to Ted Nugent. I don't know why he's taking shots at me.
Ted Nugent was my very first concert ever.
Was it really? That's pretty cool. That's good.
Yeah, I thought it was. He's shooting a bow and arrow at like those decoys and stuff on stage. I'm like, they can do that? That's not like illegal to do.
It's not legal. No, not as far as Ted Nugent is concerned. He doesn't care.
Well, can you imagine being the roadie like holding that thing up?
Yeah, it's just the worst.
He's like,
This
"Don't
gig
move."
sucks. Yeah.
By the way, where's my Jack and Coke? He's been drinking all night. That's when I did something. I didn't know how. Like I frayed my pants and then wore those. What were those? Remember those baggy pants you could wear that were Zumbas or something?
Oh,
in the 80s,
almost like parachute pants.
Yeah, kind of, but they were like, they looked almost like MC Hammer pants, kind of, but they were like.
I used to wear those.
They had all those weird designs.
I used to wear zebra ones on stage.
Yeah, that's what I wore.
I would have worn big zebra ones.
Logo kind of.
No.
He was all zebra. Yeah. spent a week ripping open my pants so you could see the zebra design under them. And then I had my big perm mullet, dude. I looked so cool at that concert.
Dude, there's a tape of me somewhere playing the Chattanooga University, and back then I had the zebra parachute pants, and I had a leopard skin bandana, and my hair was thick, like really thick, like really long and thick, and I had bandanas on my wrist and roach clips hanging from my ears and stuff, and
with the feathers.
Oh yeah, all of the whole. I was like, I look like Steven. I look like I just do a joke about it. I look like Steven, but I was a big dude still. I was like a really big dude, heavier than I am now. I look like Steven Tyler swallowed Aerosmith. I came out just huge on stage. I'm like, "What's up, Chattanooga?" And a friend of mine's got the video. Yeah, my hair's all thick. You know what I mean? I'm like Mike Stan, just fucking yelling at the crowd, like a maniac. But a friend of mine's got that video somewhere. I'm dying to get that. I got to get that video from him before it ends up on the internet.
I actually took some videos in to like a place here where I live to get them digitized while they're over COVID.
Oh, so I need to do that, dude. They got something here called Lockbox or something. I got a case of tapes. All kinds of tapes. Yeah.
There was a bunch of stuff I totally didn't even know I had. A bunch of stuff for my fraternity, and it was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you got coming up show wise next, man? What's your next date on the road? You know,
I leave not tomorrow. The next day I play Wichita.
Oh, right on.
And then I've never played this club. It's called the Grove. It's in Lowell, Arkansas.
Okay.
I'm playing that one coming up right after that. I have like the next 7 weeks booked.
Oh, right on. That's good. Good for you, bro. I did Wichita in October.
Okay.
Great room.
How was it?
Oh, it was a blast. It was fantastic, dude. It's a great room. I think I want to say that's the room that has the barbecue joint, right? The one.
It's the one that you stay in the club in the back.
Yeah. Well, they have the barbecue joint down the street. The bartender there, what's the bar? I can't remember the bartender's name, man, but he works at the barbecue joint, and they set you up a barbecue during the week when you go down. They
right.
They used to bring it by the condo. They used to bring big bags of it to you, and now you just go over there and have lunch whenever you want. They give you like a deal or something. It's good. It's great barbecue, and it's a great room. We had a good time. We had a blast, man. I was there in October.
Awesome.
That's another place they had no COVID. You know what I mean? It was there. They were fun.
Good.
It was good.
Good.
All right, man. I'm going back to Lenny. Remember when your mom used to have you put the screwdriver in the outlet? This board is really people just making fun of me. That's Larry Warden again. Keith Runyon, 80s spandex, hairspray, and drums. Oh, I could see that. I could totally see that. Keith Runyon was a drummer, so he's very familiar with the 80s fashion style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was a drummer in a band in the 80s. This was the last time I saw him.
In the 80s or playing drums?
Yeah, he was in the band, and he was in like a cover band in the 80s, and he played the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a big pot smoker. They all were back then, though. I used to pass the joints between my parents and their friends when I was little, so I could stay up late to watch TV.
Did you hold it for him? You're like waiting for him.
Yeah.
I think it's your turn. Then you were in charge of keeping track, right? You're like, don't Bogart this. You've already had a hit of this. This is your hit.
No, they just would be like, Robbie, pass this on to Katie or whoever was next, you know? And I'm over in the corner eating Doritos like they're going out of style. Watching Friday night videos. You remember that show?
Yeah, I do remember Friday night videos. Did remember all that stuff.
And then they later on had comedians on that eventually.
Yeah.
Did you ever do it?
What was I'm confusing it with that Saturday night show from the Laugh Factory. What was that? The Friday Night Funnies or Saturday night? They did a show from the Laugh Factory. Damn it, I'm trying to remember who used to host it. He's still around, man. Fraser Smith.
Oh, Fraser Smith.
Fraser Smith had at the time he had a show on the radio. And he was doing the thing at the Laugh Factory. And they were doing shows. And this is when I was starting out, mid-80s, 86, 88. So they were doing that show at the Laugh Factory. And that was live on Saturday night, I want to say.
Oh, wow. No, the Friday Night Videos was that thing that they started. You don't remember that? When they started?
No,
it was like the same time as MTV.
Yeah. They came out with that.
It was for the kids who didn't have a satellite dish, basically.
Yeah, so you could watch. Your MTV fix was Friday night for like an hour. From like 11:30 to 12:30 or whatever it was.
I think it was on after Letterman.
Yeah, it was late night. It was a late night deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's back.
So
It was
thank
after
God-
they used to do Midnight Special and Don Kirshner's rock concert, which is before
Yeah, that's
that.
right.
Yeah.
I
and that was
actually had the
before.
Midnight Special, all the DVDs actually.
I would love,
that was
dude.
a-
I love watching some of those, man. They're amazing,
Oh
man.
man. They were all good. There were so many good ones on there. I didn't know that show because that was before my time, but
Yeah.
but I saw the commercial for it and I bought them all. I was like, these are great.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
they were awesome, dude. And you realize there were kind of videos back then. You know what I mean? Like there are old
Yeah.
videos. Like even though MTV came around in the '80s, there's videos from the '70s that you can see. They're just weirder. You know what I mean? They're almost like the
Yeah.
old. They're almost like old porn. You know what I mean? Like old porn was like done in film and kind of classy, and then it got weird and
Right.
shitty and short. Now it's now it's whatever it is. Now it's videotape
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, like Boogie Nights showed the transformation. That was tough. Back
Would
when
I
the porn industry had
Where
some
do you
costs.
live in LA, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
I can't tell you.
Oh, actually, I do know where you live because you lived right by same. Anyways,
Yeah,
I lived in the Valley.
Sherman Oaks. Yeah, I'm in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, that's where I was. Sherman
Yeah.
Oaks and then North Hollywood. I lived in for a while, but I used to go to this bar in I think it was Studio City, North Hollywood, and they would do porn. They'd do karaoke, but it was all porn stars.
Oh, that was over. That was Monday nights over. I used to live right by that place. It was right near Toluca Lake. It was in Toluca Lake. And it was off of Pass Avenue. And it was Monday night. Boy, that was a blast. That was all porn stars.
I called it pornoroki. It was
Oh,
so
the best.
fun.
Oh, it was a blast.
There was a comic that worked for like one of those porn Evil Angel films, I think.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, Evil Angel.
Evil
Like,
Angel.
I don't know.
That might
It
be
was evil.
one. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So he would take me over there, and it was all porn stars in there. So I'll never forget. This girl comes up to me and she goes, "So they were like super friendly," and they'd be like, "So what's your name?" And I'm like, "Rob Little," and they're like, "Oh, we've worked together before, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yes, we
we
have.
should probably maybe get together again." You know?
Yeah. We should try to do that one thing again. That one thing. Remember that one thing you dared me that I couldn't do it again? I could do it. Let's. I bet you.
Yeah, that was a fun time, man.
I had a blast.
They would
That
sing
was a
"I
lot of
Touch
fun.
Myself," and they would do it.
Well, they did everything. It was all, and the place
Yeah.
was all porn stars. And
Yeah.
I went with someone that knew people really well, so I was in whatever the booth thing, you're off to the side. So I got
Right.
to know everybody. And then I remember there was two guys there that recognized me from Southland, and they're like, "Dude," and I'm like, "Wow, what's up?" And he goes, "Dude, you're the slug." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, Southland." He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Dude, I love that shit." And I couldn't believe it. And then he brought a guy over, and the guy's like, "Dude, the slug." And I go, "Dude, there are maybe 4 people in the whole world that know what that is, and they're in this porn bar right now." That was it.
Wow.
So the porn people are like,
That's
"Wow,
so
dude."
good.
Yeah, and I was like, "This is the best. This is the porn
Yeah.
people think I'm cool." Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh yeah, we reenacted it in a porn. I was the slug, and she took the slug."
Dude, there's a porn about you. It's called the Slugless Life. Come on. Slug me?
That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? If they did something you did in your life, and they did a porn about
They
it.
actually
That'd be
made a
pretty
porn about it. You're like watching, you're like,
Oh,
oh,
I like that
I
idea.
like that. Oh man, you guys are cool. You did think, yeah. And then I end up not getting laid out of it. Still, how's that happen? They make a porn.
It was because it was all dudes that liked you. Is why.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. They're like, you can join us. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch. I'm not even gonna watch. I gotta
Slug
go.
is
I gotta
checking
go.
out.
I got a thing. I gotta go fall off a roof.
Ah,
Oh, what's the name? I can't remember the name of that bar. Look at people are going, what's the name of that bar? What's the name?
I know. I forgot it too. It was
Also,
like
I
a
don't-
dude's name, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if they do. They used to
Like-
do an open mic there on Sunday, and I was just actually drove by there the other day. I don't think they do that. Well, obviously they don't do it anymore because there's nothing going on right now. But
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm gonna find out the name of that bar.
Is it weird out there right now? I can imagine.
It's getting a little
Like,
better.
are you doing?
Things are opening up more
you
out
been-
here. Things are.
Are
opening
they?
up- Yeah. So
Have you been getting up to any shows around LA?
no, there's no live stand up here anywhere. Nothing.
Man,
Yeah.
I know a ton of comics are moving out of there to Florida and Texas. It seems like, or Nashville too.
Yeah, that's boy, Nashville's a great town to move, especially if you're into music too. Especially, what a great town! I know
Yeah.
most of my musician friends have moved to Nashville. This is just a tough town now here in LA. Yeah, there's nothing going on live here show wise. There's nothing.
Wow.
Oh, Sardo's is the name of the bar.
Sardo's. That's the pizza joint, isn't it?
No, hang on, I'm looking. No, the Red Door. Yeah, this is it. Red Door, Toluca Lake, Sardo's. No, this is it. Let me double check.
Yeah.
It's closed, though.
Sounds super familiar.
I drove by there. Yeah, this is it. It's Sardo's. Let me double check to make sure this is correct. Yep, that's it.
It was like
It's called Sardo's, but it is like I drove by the other day and they were closed. I thought maybe they were closed because of COVID, but no, they're closed. Period. So looks like COVID might have run them down. So they're done. They're not there anymore. So
we were sitting here,
and I was answering that question for Robin. Robin asked that question. Who knows everything? So I actually told Robin something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she knew it. She's like, oh yeah, it's
That
Sardo's.
been the
I
best.
did,
Dude, if she would have known it, it's Sardo's at the corner of Pass Boulevard and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, that's enough.
She's like, I did one film, big deal. She a friend of yours or a fan?
She's a fan. She follows on. She's one of my Patreon members, and she's a fan and a follower here. And she watches all the shows. Yeah, she's one, and she's involved in on the Patreon thing. I do this. I do a writers group for like the top tier. So like, there's a bunch of writers, and they can help write sketches for a live sketch show I produce online. And she's in that group as well. So, in fact, her and I are doing
cool.
We're doing a sketch next week. I don't want to give it away because it's really funny. We came up with the idea at the meeting Saturday, so it's gonna be good.
Very cool.
Yeah, she's great. She has the best deadpan face in the world. Like almost every video I have her in is just her. Like, I laugh so hard every time she does it. You know what I think of? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? Do you remember the movie called Quick Change? It was Bill Murray. Bill Murray, and they robbed a bank with Gina Davis, and there's a scene in the bank where you're trying to get away from the robbery, and everything goes wrong, and he's got to take the bus, so he's got to go into a liquor store to get change to take the bus, but there's a woman in front of him paying with change, so she wants this doll, and the guy's got to count out the pennies. The whole time they're just the shots on Bill Murray's face, who's just deadpan. In the middle of a bank getaway, trying to get change for a 20 to get on a bus, and he's just like. And I can't. I laugh so hard in that scene every time I see it, and he does nothing. He just stands there. But I know he's about ready to explode. It's just so funny. So I think of that moment every time she makes that deadpan face. I don't know why a deadpan face makes me laugh so hard, but it just.
It's because we're the opposite.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
Why I'm the same way.
We're completely overanimated. So when I see somebody hold their emotion in, I'm like, that's true talent. That's power.
That's exactly what I think. Too.
And I laugh so hard. Oh my god, it's funny. I guess Robin knows that Canoga Park is the porn capital of the world. I guess that happens.
Canoga Park?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It's the
I
Valley.
thought it was Sherman Oaks and Van Nuys.
It's not Sherman Oaks. Maybe Studio City. It is the Valley. It is the Valley. Canoga Park sounds right because it's like North Hollywood. It's a lot of North Hollywood. There was a lot of stuff up north of Victory. They used to shoot a lot of stuff over there north of Victory in North Hollywood.
Wow. All right.
Those are in the younger days. At least that's what I heard.
Okay.
I've heard.
When I lived out there, Flavor Flav lived in my apartment complex for a little while. I guess he got like yelled at because he was trying to hit on all the girls by the pool.
I believe it.
And
Yeah,
they
that
told
makes
me he had to.
That sounds like Flavor Flav.
It doesn't sound like him.
It doesn't sound like him at all. It seems so weird.
No.
Dude, that's got to make you feel good and bad all at once that Flavor Flav lives in your building. You know what I mean? Because you're like, hey, wow, Flavor Flav lives here. That's really cool, man. Maybe I can go somewhere. But then you're like, you don't realize it's he's on the way down. You know what I mean? Like, is it way up, way down thing? And you're like, oh, I live with Flavor Flav. This sucks. And you tell other people that, like, Flavor Flav lives in my building, and they're like, oh, that's too bad. I feel bad for you.
Well, you know how it's funny. Like, I ask Alexa the same two questions every day. What time is it and what is the weather? So I would just do that with Flav. Flavor Flav was my first Alexa.
Was your first
what
Alexa?
Time? He just showed me on his. Remember he wore that?
Yeah, the big giant clock.
Yeah, that just reminded me because I worked with this comic in Little Rock recently. He's a young kid, and he's doing a bit about Ice Ice Baby, the song, and how he's ripping on it like crazy. And I'm like, what you don't realize is you don't know your audience, because people in my age. That song was huge when it came out. And he goes, didn't people get really upset that he stole the music? And I goes, what? No. That's what everybody does nowadays. He was like one of the first.
He was the first guy to do it.
Yeah, we thought it was creative and we loved the song and it was super catchy. And he goes, I didn't realize that. I goes, so if you're going to do it by ripping on it, make it out to be somebody else. Because as soon as you say that, you're not likable anymore. Nobody likes you anymore.
People are like,
because you're ripping on something from there's not kids in the audience that are your age. They're my age.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So, because he was like 19 and he's ripping on this song. I'm like, dude, know your audience, man.
The whole crowd was like, hey, I played that at my wedding. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
That was our first. That was our first dance.
We did a lip sync battle to it. I'm like, it was huge.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the whole lifting thing, and the way they got around it was the extra bass beat at the end of the line. That was his defense at the time. Was the whole there's an extra boom.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, because the riff is dun 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 dun, but they added an extra beat line, which is dun 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 dun. And he's like, "That's not a lift," and they're like, "No, it is a lift. It is."
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a different beat. No, it's not. It's really the same one. You just repeat the last one twice. I don't understand that, but
but all of them do it now. They just have to pay for it now. Is what it is, right?
Everyone, you got to pay for it, and then every once in a while somebody gets. Every once in a while, I'm amazed. I see these. Well, there've been a bunch of Marvin Gaye things that have happened in the last couple of years. What's his name? Robert Thicke got sued and lost for a song that was. They said it was lifted Marvin Gaye song.
Yeah, wasn't it Blurred Lines?
Yes.
His song Blurred.
Yeah, that was the song.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the Marvin Gaye song it was off of, but when I listen to both of them, but there's so many songs that are so close. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about music, first of all, but I do know that like pop music, if you follow like certain rhythms are in every song, and you know what I mean. Certain things are popular. Like Green Day was popular for playing everything in a certain chord, and everything was dun 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 dun, and like every song was that progression. You know what I mean? And real musicians can explain it to me like they're mad, and I just go, I like the song. I don't know anything about music, right?
You could say that about comedy too, about how this guy did a bit about that, and this guy does a bit about the same thing, but they're just taking their own take on it. Big deal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
We're all just trying to be creative.
We're all just trying to survive, man. A lot of people talking about porn on the board now.
Oh man. I'm sorry I brought that up.
That's all right. Was that
Speaking of that, when I said the thing about wouldn't it be cool if somebody did something in your life and made it a porno? Isn't that pretty much what OnlyFans is? It's just real people doing their real thing.
Well, it used to be, and then now there's like C-line celebrities are on there, but that was the whole Bella Thorne controversy because she went on there and made more money in one day. And then they changed their rules, which screwed over the average guy, like average schmucks like me. They're like, "Hey, I was getting like $20 a pop to show my dick, and now I gotta wait 3 weeks for my money because Bella Thorne made $5 million in a day. That doesn't make any sense.
Are you really?
That's wrong. No. Hey, COVID's been tough, Rob. You got to make a buck wherever I can.
God.
My OnlyFans, I don't have many OnlyFans followers, but they're loyal.
it's probably Robin.
No, that's one thing. She wouldn't tune into my only. I don't tell them about the OnlyFans. They find it.
She just deadpans every time she looks at it.
I could see her. We do like a one-on-one. I'm totally naked. And she just.
You're counting change with your dick.
Yeah. Nothing makes you feel less attractive than when you show your penis to someone and they just stare at you with a deadpan face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No reaction. No, I mean I'll take a cringe. I'll take that over just deadpan.
It's funny. The other day I was showing I always got all these like home renovation pictures. I've never put so many pictures on my phone before, but it's so many home renovation and fishing pics. And I was showing some friends, and they're like, "You didn't have one nude picture on your phone?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been busy. I ain't got time for that."
Dude, what kind of friends do you have that are looking for your nude pictures, though? I'm not real comfortable
Well,
with
it's
that.
just, if you show your phone to anybody, a lot of people kind of like, so you're holding your phone up and you're kind of doing this a little bit just so they don't see it.
Right.
I'm just like, here it is. And I'm just scrolling through.
See, I hide all my nude pics on my phone because my daughters grab my phone all the time and start flinging through it. And they'll be like, what is this? And I go, it's a girl I met in Oklahoma. Why are you looking at that picture? Give it back to me. Ew, Dad.
Man, this is me going to sound like old man Little, but I didn't know you could hide them on there.
Hell yeah, dude. There's a hidden file. You got to go to the hidden file. And
I love how you're like,
easy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It's easy to find. I mean, you just grab your phone when you open up your thing, and it says different albums. You got all these different albums. You just scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's one thing that says hidden. And you click on hidden, and then it shows you all your hidden pictures. And then when you have a picture.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on there, bro.
Album. Oh, I do say hidden. I didn't know what that was.
I didn't know what that was.
I didn't?
I just thought it was hidden.
Well, look at the 0.
Yeah, well, that's because you
you
haven't hidden any pictures yet.
I didn't even know I could, but I haven't taken any pics worth hiding. Hey, this was kind of cool. So I go up on stage the other night. This is probably the 10th time this has happened. I think they see other pictures on my website. So I go up on stage, and this is what's looking back at me. Can you see it?
Oh my! That's the best.
Can you see it? It's
I love it. I love it, dude. That's
they
the best.
cut out my face and then hold it up when I walk on stage.
Oh, that
and
is
it's
brilliant.
happened probably a dozen times now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
dude, that's the best.
At first, it's pretty cool, but it's also slightly creepy looking at yourself like a couple
weird.
dozen people. Yeah,
well, there's guys, Vince Mulligan, that's one of the followers on here. I was on a cruise once for the week of my birthday. I was playing the Magic, I think it was, and these guys come walking in late to the show, and they come walking up to stage. I go, who are these guys walking? And they're sitting up front, so I'm like, oh, these assholes. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? They got to come in 5 minutes late for a reason. And the closer they get, I notice my face is on their shirts, and it's a big Lenny Schmidt fan club shirt. And they walk up and sit there. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and I'm now like, no, I can't give you shit now. I feel like an ass.
Now you got to be. If they'd only known how much of a jerk you were being, look at these assholes.
They'll rip those shirt. Fuck that guy. He's gonna talk to me like that. Fling.
And then they put my picture on them.
But they were so cool. Him and his wife, him and Tammy were there, and this guy Jim Wheeler, which I haven't talked to or heard from since. What? Oh, there's going on. Oh, somebody's asking Patreon members get naked comedy. Wow, now the Patreon members want a naked comedy show for me. That's a little unsettling. All right, that might.
I'll tell you what.
Add a new tier to my. Hey,
have you ever done one?
No, but we talked about this. I've done the naked cruise, but I haven't performed naked. You have, right?
I have a couple times. I've done nudist resorts, and they're supposed to have a license if you're performing, like if they want you to be nude, because it's considered erotic entertainment. Right. If you're performing nude, doesn't matter what you're doing. Wow. If you're juggling, don't matter.
Yeah, balloon animals.
But the first time it happened to me, I get there and they're like, "Do you want to take the tour?" And I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, "Yeah, let's." She's like, "Let's do it." So we got naked and walked around, and they started feeding me drinks. And they said, "Hey, the show starts at 7." So we got there at 6. It didn't start till 9.
Wow.
And so they've been feeding me drinks all day. Well, it came time to go do the show, and I've been naked with these people for like 3-4 hours already.
Right.
So they're like, "You gonna get dressed?" And I'm like, "Start the music." I just went up, and it was fun, but it was scary, dude. It was.
Yeah.
It helped that I'd already been naked with him for 4 hours, you know.
Oh, yeah, so. I bet. Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that. Who else did that? I think Merle Hobbs did that too, I think.
Well, plus I'm a grower, not a shower, so it was definitely not. It was. I was trying to feed the turtle some lettuce. I'll tell you that, because it was not coming.
Did you? It was. You needed like a hot fan, like a little hot air to go. You know what I mean? Because the cold air doesn't. Did you use that line a lot?
I hate to say it, but I think I got a picture of it on here. Well, it's blurred out, but I got.
Yeah, you got to show. Yes, let's not show naked Rob Little on my. I don't know.
No, it's not naked. But I'm blurred. Yeah, I do have it. It's funny because a guy is literally holding his arm up right where I am, like
right where you're. Look at.
That okay? I think I just found a picture that should be in my hidden.
That should
folder,
be hidden.
right?
That one for sure should be hidden. Put that one right in.
Dude, that was crazy.
Man, that's
but
insane.
Everybody else was naked looking back at you too, and once you see them, you're like, I don't feel so bad about myself.
Yeah, well, I remember being when I was on the cruise. After like the third day, you're almost immune to it. You're like, I was standing around talking. There's a family that came to all my shows, and it was this couple, and then it was their parents, and their son had just got engaged, and his fiance, and then the sister, and they came to every show, and we just stood around and talked after the shows, and they were completely naked the whole time. You just get used to it. After a while, you're having a conversation with the whole family, like, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah blah, and there's no one, grandpa, everyone, totally no clothes.
Well, it's funny you brought that up. When I did, they asked me back a second time because the first time went so great. Well, I get there and they go, "Hey, we got an opening act for you," and I'm like, "Oh, really?" Like nobody told me about this opening act. Well, if you're doing a nudist resort and you got an opening act, ask who it is, because it ended up being the daughter of the most popular dude in the nudist resort.
Right.
And she had the best stories about growing up in the nudist resort.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, great.
Dude, she crushed. And I was like, I had no way of following her. And they literally heckled me the whole show. Like one of the ladies called me out for being all shriveled up and stuff. And everything.
Oh no, that seems like a faux
bad.
pas. That seems like a no-no in the nudist colony, right? You don't go, "Hey, your penis is all small."
Yeah, it's not small, Lenny. It's just.
I know. I'm sorry. You're right. I just realized I used the wrong words. let me rephrase. I would think that, if your penis was shy, I don't think you should get yelled at for that. Yeah. That doesn't seem right. That seems like a number one thing you're not supposed to do, man.
And I think a number one thing is, hey, tell me there's an opening act before I get there so I can go, no. No.
Thank you. No, thank you.
I don't want her going up before me because I don't have those stories that she had. She had some hilarious things too, man. And I guess she's some new comic out in New York, and I'm like, you're not gonna be able to do this stuff out there. I mean, you can do it, but it ain't gonna kill like it is right now.
No, well, you think that's her crowd? You think? You know what I mean? That's pretty much her wheelhouse. Yeah. She'll try the same.
But New York has there was a club in New York that would do a naked show when I lived there.
Oh, really?
I didn't do it. Yeah, I didn't do it.
No.
Yeah. That's rough. That's a city where they would definitely heckle you if you were shy.
Yeah, New York, boy, they'd be brutal. Yeah.
Are you getting some questions? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I keep looking. Yeah, cruises are awesome. Oh, I haven't done those yet. There's a Victoria Andreasen on. Do you know who that is? That's got to be one of your followers.
Say it one more time.
Victoria Andreasen.
Okay.
I think. I hope it's someone that's following you because I don't remember seeing her on the board before. And then people. Oh, and Tammy asked, "Do they sit on chairs naked?" Yeah, they do. They have towels all over the place.
They have to sit on towels.
Yeah, there's everywhere you go, there's a bin with towels all over the place. So people carry towels. There's towels everywhere you go. Yeah,
right. They can't be nude by the food.
No nude by the food, and no cameras too. That's usually the rule everywhere. Is no cameras, no pictures.
Yeah,
and you can't on the ship. You can't.
Where are you gonna put it?
That's true. Unless you got a raptor on your neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, just on record the whole time, just walking around recording. No. And they play the worst games too when they're all nude. They all play this game Pickle, which is like a shorter version of tennis, but it's like
pickleball. That's a big thing out here now. People play pickleball.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I know. Friends
huge
that play
at
it
the
all
resort.
The time. Yeah.
Ugh. That's a game you don't want to see people playing naked.
Well, I don't see anybody naked playing anything really. Well, most people playing naked.
Just
some people
trampolining.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like some people, like I always joke that when I did the cruise, you hear about it, you're like, oh, that sounds really cool. And then you get there and realize all the women look like me. Most of the women look like me. They're on the nude cruise. And I always notice about the nude cruise, the hotter the women were, the more clothes they had on. They had some sort of robe or something going on. On the cruise I was on. But there were other women who looked like me and they were not. Hey, Lenny Cray's here, man. Lenny's here from Zanies and Pheasant Run. Did you ever play Zanies and Pheasant Run? That's
I did when Cindy worked it, but I have never been back.
Remember Lenny, Big Lenny, the door guy? He's just said hello. He's on the board. He said hi.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they're not there anymore. The club's gone.
I haven't. Now Bert's gone too, right?
Bird Haas retired. Yeah, he retired earlier this year.
So who's booking now?
It is Chris Lang. I actually talked to her. So one time, this is funny because when she sent me an email when Bert retired, she goes, "Can you do a farewell video?" All the comics are doing a farewell video because he retired in the middle of COVID, which also kind of sucked.
Right.
That sucks. I mean, if there was ever a guy that needed a big event, you know what I mean, like a show, and you can't do it.
Right.
So she goes, "Can you do this video?" And I go, "Yeah, I'll do the video, no problem." And I go, "Hey, by the way, whose ass do I have to kiss now?"
Right.
That's Bert's Lee. I've been working for Zane's for 20 years. You know, who do I have to send a tape? You know, I have to go. You know, when the club owner changes, it's a whole pain in the ass. And she goes,
Right.
Well, you got to kiss my ass. And I was like, oh God, for the first time in my life, 32-year career, it was finally the one person that's on my side is now in charge of booking. I'm like, oh, that's great. And
I don't even know who she is.
she's great.
So I'm screwed.
She used to be a waitress in Pheasant Run when Cindy ran it, and her husband Todd was the bartender.
Oh.
And Chris took over managing Pheasant Run, and then when Pheasant Run closed and shut down, Chris stayed with the company, and things kind of changed. Now Chris does the booking. But she was great. She booked me into July. She basically gave me the dates I wanted to work. My brother's going to open for me for the first time in maybe 15 years, 20 years. Yeah, so
Really?
Yeah, so we're pretty happy about it. He hasn't been.
He's gonna do stand up in front of you?
Yeah, he's a stand up. He's got a podcast he's been doing for the last 15 years. But
who is it?
Mike Schmidt. We used to do. He worked on the road with me back in the 80s.
I know Mike.
Yeah. So
I used to hang out with him
Yeah.
I forgot you guys were brothers.
Yeah. He's a big dude, big guy. So we used to work together on the road in the 90s a lot, and we haven't worked together in years, and he hasn't been back to Chicago in years. So I'm just getting ready actually to advertise that show. We just confirmed.
Oh my God, I would love to say hi to him. We used to hang out with him all the time.
Yeah,
and then he said you guys were brothers. I was like, what? I had no idea.
Well, we went through a long period where we weren't talking. Well, my family's weird. You know, we went through 15 years. We weren't talking to each other. So.
Well, that's
Yeah, and it was weird forever because we lived in the same building. We lived down the hall from each other. It was very weird for all my friends. Used to joke about it because I'd have a cookout. And they would come over and they go, "Can I go say hello to Mike?" I'd go, "Yeah, go say hello to Mike." They never understood how we could We'd walk by each other, not say a word, check mail.
Really?
Yeah, we were weird. My family's weird.
I would be like that with my sister though, but I'd probably try to push her out. I don't know.
Would you? Yeah, because you don't get along with your sister. Where was she at now?
I don't know. She just up and moved to Reno.
Oh, did she?
Left her kid in Michigan and
you told me about
Reno.
That. Oh, dude, that's messed up. That's messed up.
She's a horrible person. I don't care. Speaking of horrible people, my dad just got back into my life too.
Oh, no way. Really?
Over COVID. He called me.
How?
I hadn't talked to him.
Was he sick?
I haven't talked to him. Yeah. 20 years probably I haven't talked to him.
Right.
Called me up. He had 2 major heart attacks in one day. Said the thing about feeling like a horse kicked him in the chest. And I was like, oh, so that now I got to talk to you because you almost died. Like, I mean, I hate to sound bad, but I hadn't talked to him in so long. You know what it's like? You give them all these chances.
I know.
And then they don't take them. And then all of a sudden they almost die. And now they're like, oh. So, I mean, we've been talking now here and there.
Well, dude, I mean, I'm glad. You know what? I did the same thing with my mom. I didn't talk to my mom during that time either. I went 13 years without talking to my mom. All over and I don't know. In my lifetime, I've spent probably a little over 20 years not talking to my mom, and we're talking now.
Wow.
But the first 12 years of my oldest daughter's life, not a word, nothing. And then something happened, and we just ended up. I learned, dude. I went to therapy and let a lot of shit go. You know, I was like, my mom. She just, because I tried, you know, I did the same thing, dude. I reached out to her a bunch of times. I would call her. She would hang up on me. You know, I mean, it was just weird, just weird tension and anger in the family. So to get to a point where I don't know how you go forward. You know what I mean? That's a decision you got to make on your own and how you're going to handle that with your dad. Because
I kind of let him have it. And I told him everything that was building up. And I said, you know, you basically have never said sorry for anything you've ever done. And he was like, he finally said it with some sincerity because he did it before. And he was like, oh, I know, I ruined your whole life. I'm like, bye, click.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we talk a little bit now here and there.
Well, that's cool. But I do, you know what? I understand your point of view more than I've never understood these guys. I had a couple of friends I worked with back, and I would go, how's your son or whatever? And he would go, oh, I haven't talked to him in like 8 months. And I'm like, how do you go 8 months without talking to your son? You know, I have 2 daughters
Yeah.
that I talk to every single day. Even when I travel, we live together now, but before, I would call them at least every day, every other day. When they get to be teenagers, you know, they got other shit going on, but we still talk 2 or 3 times a week, easy.
Yeah.
When I'm traveling. So I don't know how you can just not talk to your kid and
That's
and
what
walk
I
away
said.
from that. Yeah, I don't get it.
When I tried a few times
Right.
I mean, and it wasn't us that screwed everything up. It's you, you know, it's like,
Right.
why are you not doing, not you, Lenny, but my dad, you know?
Mom, I'm sorry, dude. I'm fucking sorry. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, but you
Not
also
to bring it down.
Yeah, thanks. But you reach a point too where you think to yourself, how many times am I going to bang my head against the wall to try to do the right thing?
Yep.
Where you're like,
Yep.
Screw it. Because I wrote a one-man show about it. My one-man show was about finally letting it go, and then I just didn't talk to my mom for like 8 straight years. Not a word. I didn't even try. I'm like, I'm done. I've tried enough.
But you let it go, and then you didn't talk to her?
I did. I let it go because it used to drive me crazy that I would be like, why won't you talk to me? Why can't we work this out? And it was like that through my teen years. I mean, I spent from the age of 18 to 21, I didn't talk to my mom. She had kicked me out of the house. And yeah, I mean, I was homeless for a little while, but then I lived with a buddy and, but it would drive me crazy because I was always like, why can't we make this work? And then as time, when I went to therapy and learned that you can't make other people, you can't control the people and what they do and what they think. You know what changed it for me? Honestly, honest to God, the whole turning point of the one-man show comes down to this one scene where I got hit by a car, 2 cars on Ventura Boulevard once. I was walking across the street and I got plowed. I got hit bad. I went through a windshield. Yeah. And I flew through the air and my wife had just had our first baby. Anna was only about 6 months old. And I was conscious of the whole thing, and I went to the hospital, and I didn't break anything, and I walked out of there. It was a miracle. Even the cops were like, it was a miracle. I cut my arm really bad. Yeah, I walked out into the street. I'll never forget. This is another baseball bat reference.
Was it like you didn't see the light or something?
No, I fucked up. I was at the time.
Well, yeah.
I was working as a courier, and I was at the corner of Ventura and Sepulveda, and I was about 80 feet east of Sepulveda, and I walked out of this building and just dropped off a package, and my car was across the street, and I go, I don't want to go to the crosswalk. I'm just going to shoot across here really quick. So, and there's a lot of traffic, and I look to the right, and everything's fine. I look to the left, everything's fine. I take a step out, and I look to the right, and that's all I remember. And the next thing I know, I'm flying through the air. And I felt like somebody hit me with a baseball bat again. I felt like my leg got hit by a baseball bat. And all I remember is I'm flying through the air, dude. I'm literally spinning in the air. And all I remember is at the time I was married, my wife goes, my wife used to watch these trauma shows. And and one of the things that she always used to go, if this ever happens, make sure you do this. And I would laugh, go, shut up. Well, you're all paranoid.
Like kind of go limp, right?
No, cover your head because 90% of head traumas are caused not by the contact themselves, but by the contact after the fact. So if you get hit by a car, it's when your head hits the wall. So you get hit by a car. So I'm thinking, all I know is I don't feel anything. And I go, two things. One, I go, one, oh shit, I'm flying through the air. And then, oh shit, I'm gonna hit the ground. And they go, oh shit, I better cover my head. That's all I remember.
Right.
So I covered my head and I hit the ground really hard and I'm just laying there. And I hear car horns stop and people. Some guy runs up and looks at me and goes, I remember he looks at me and I'm laying
Wait a minute,
there.
you said you got hit by 2 cars though.
Yeah, well, at the time I thought this was one car because here's what happened. I stepped in front of this white sports car that hit me, and I shot up into the air, okay? And I remember flying through the air, and I covered my head, and as I covered my head, I came on down as a black SUV came and hit me, and I landed on the hood and went through the windshield with my left arm, and she slammed on the brakes, and I shot back through the air again and spun back the other way and covered my head and landed on the ground. But it happened so fast, I thought I got hit by one car. I had no idea there were 2 cars. So I was laying
That just proved you're not racist. You got hit by both white and black cars.
See, there we go. Yeah, so there you go. So I land on the ground, and I remember people come up looking at me, and I remember looking at their faces, and I would look at people's faces because I wanted to know if they would. I didn't know what happened to me, so I thought if I was all fucked up, that they would look at me,
Right,
and go, ah! And so I was looking to see if they were panicking, and nobody was panicking, and I'm just laying there. So this guy goes, "Don't move, just lay there." And I'm laying there, and he goes, "Are you okay?" I go, "I think I'm okay." And he goes, "Who's the president of the United States?" And it was at the time Bush was in office, George W. And I go, Bush, the second one. and he goes, all right, I think you're okay, but just lay here for now. And they take me to the hospital, and I go in, and the cops come. The cops thought I was dead. There was blood everywhere. I mean, it was a mess. And then I literally just left the hospital. I limped out of the hospital. They gave me a cane, no broken bones. I remember there was a line of doctors and nurses looking at me like, they're like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, I'll see you later.
Wow.
I get in a cab, I go home, and I got home, and I grabbed my daughter, and I just sat on the couch, and I cried. I just cried. I was so freaked out. I just had a baby, you know. I was going to be a dad and all those things I wanted to do, and I was so blown away. And I just cried, holding my daughter for hours, just holding her.
Wow.
I got pictures from that night, just holding her. And I put down her, and I called my mom that night. And I go, I got to call my mom, and we weren't talking. And I called her up, and I said, hey, Mom, I got to. I talked to my stepfather. I go, hey, I want to talk to my mom. And just tell her I was in a car accident. It was really bad. I almost died, and it was close. And I've been thinking about some stuff, and I want to talk to her. So he puts down the phone. He goes and he talks to her. I hear him in the background. He comes back and he gets on the phone, and he goes, she doesn't want to talk to you. And he goes, don't ever call here again. And he hangs up the phone. And I was floored, but I wasn't hurt or shocked or anything. I hung up the phone and went back to my daughter. And that moment inspired the one-man show, which was called Better, because I thought I could do better. I'm like, if I can't, you know what I mean? I have a daughter. This is my life now. And I mean,
Right.
she's here, and I can't make you like me, and I'm not going to be miserable because you won't talk to me, but I have a daughter that I'm here for now. And it's for some reason that just clicked with me. And from that moment on, I never tried to call her again. I just let it go.
Wow.
Something happened it was 12, 13 years later where we ended up talking again, and just I went through more therapy.
Did she ever tell you why she wouldn't talk to you about that?
No, we didn't. You know what, though? And we started talking again. We've been talking now for 7 years, you know, and we're getting along pretty well, and everything's fine, pretty much fine in my family, with me and my mom. But I know she's worried. She feels bad about that. But I don't see any reason in rehashing the past, you know?
Right.
I think it's kind of stupid. And my brother Mike was involved at the time, too, because Mike and I didn't talk for 12 years during that time. And Mike and I became friends again during his divorce. And then everything just kind of turned into us getting back together as a family. And I didn't see any reason in rehashing, well, you said this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, well, let's just – I really reached a point in my life where I was like, you know, life goes on. I'm all about the moment. And
Right.
family is family. And people, everybody does things they regret, and everybody does things – but life is also short. And I think it's ridiculously shallow to go through the rest of your life not talking to someone because you're angry. That seems silly. But that's me. That's me, though.
Right.
Everybody's got their own feeling. Also, the situations you roll are different and stuff. You know, your situation with your dad is he just got up and left you guys, and that's a whole different level of shit. You know, that's a whole different level.
And I'm talking to him now. But when you said that, it made me think of my sister. And my sister we've given her a bazillion chances. And she'll be nice to us 1 minute and then right away turn around and stab us in the back. So that's why we kind of gave up on her.
Right. Well, yeah, you can only give them so many chances before you're like, okay, well, if you want this to work out, you got to do something. You got to step up to the plate.
No, she'll tell other people, I don't know why they don't talk to me. And it's like, but tell them the whole story.
Words are bullshit, though. You know what I mean? Words are bullshit. At some point, you're like, because family can go, I'm sorry, and you forgive them and bring them back, but you get burned 3 or 4 times, and you're like, you know what? Fuck you. You don't know more.
Yep.
Then the I'm sorries aren't good enough. And you're like, yeah, I don't want to hear I'm sorry. You can show me, and you know what I mean. And now it's got to. Now it's got to be action put into play that you show your remorse, and you're going to be a better person. If you've grown, like if you've learned and grown, like your dad with 2 heart attacks in a day, I'm sure he looked at the world and went, holy shit. But, you know, and that's fine. But now he also has to accept it's going to take him some time and work to get to a better place with you. And he's got to be sincere about it.
And he already has shown his true colors. Like at Christmas time, he brought up something like, oh, you guys too good to talk to me on Christmas. And it's like,
yeah, see, that guilt thing is bullshit too. You can't guilt.
Yep.
Especially if you come from if you come from the side where you screwed up and you made mistakes, you can't guilt people into forgiving you. That's bullshit. That's a huge
That's what I told him too.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I told him.
And that's what I mean about being sincere. If you're really sincere, then that sentence shouldn't even be stated. You should immediately understand. I completely understand why they wouldn't want to talk to me on Christmas. That makes complete sense. And then you make the effort and you go, hey, I'll just let you know I'm here or I'm nearby. If you want, you can come by for dinner, or I'll stop by. If not, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're just there. Just be present, man. Just be there.
Yep.
Don't have expectations, and don't guilt anybody.
That's so true. That's almost identical to what I said to him after that. I was
That's
like,
good. Well,
you
then
don't
took
need
the
to
right
guilt me.
approach. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't let him. Good for you for not taking the bullshit, because that's how the pattern
Yeah.
continues. You know what I mean? Because if he's saying that, then he hasn't changed as much as he thought he has. You know?
I know it. That's exactly what I said. Boy, this has been like we're laughing, we're crying,
Dude, this is a great show. We covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
This is even
man.
longer than I thought. I usually do like an hour. This is an hour and a half. And we started out.
It
We
doesn't
covered.
feel like it.
We covered porn. We covered nude cruises. We covered my car
man.
accident. We covered your dad. We covered therapy. Oh my God, we covered everything.
Got a lot in.
We did. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna go. We're gonna
Okay.
get out of here. Dude, this is perfect. Hey, what's up? First of all, what's up with your podcast? Have you started yet, or do you know what's going on? Or
We
when you're
just
gonna do it?
started recording some. We want to get a few in the bank before we release
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's all brand new. I mean, we're very late to the game, obviously, but we just want to do it for fun. It's more for fun for us.
Well, do you have? Well, here's a good thing. I didn't start doing any of this till COVID started. My brother Mike has been doing his for 15 years. He's got a following. He's got it.
Wow.
Down. He's got a whole system, and he's got a group of people. But I just started doing it. But one of the reasons I never did it was I only, like, everybody's doing podcasts, and they're like, you should do a podcast. But I didn't want to do a podcast because I felt like I had to. I wanted to do a podcast I wanted to do. So
Exactly.
So I wasn't able to find it till COVID, because before then I'm on the ships all the time. You know what I mean? Most of my work was on ships. So
Yeah,
good for you.
I'm
Do
with
you have
you
a
on that.
title? Do you have a title for it?
Yeah, it's called A Little Tom Foolery. And
Okay.
it's with Rob Little and Tommy Ryman.
Oh, I like that. You don't want to
Yeah,
call it.
it's
You don't want to
adorable.
call it adorable little tomfoolery.
I mean, I ran it by him to see if he liked that.
Is he still weighing it? Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll figure
Yeah,
it
we're
out.
pretty set on the other one, I think, now. I already did all the graphics for it and everything. So
Yeah, you don't want to redo those. That's ridiculous. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. Good for you. Well, then, what do you know when you're going to launch? You have any idea?
We just shot. We got 2 in the bank, so we want to get like 5 to 10 in the bank before we start doing it.
Start putting them up weekly.
Is that what you would suggest too?
Well, I do. Well, this one, I do this one. This is different for me because I do this show live on YouTube twice a
Oh,
week.
that's right.
Yeah, so it automatically feeds itself. And then I'm actually behind on the podcast. I upload this to podcast afterwards. Next week, I'm doing a podcast every day till I catch up. So then what I'll do is I'll do this live Monday and then release the podcast Tuesday. So I'll do 2 a week.
Okay.
But it's all based on the live show for me. But I would, because I did a podcast before. It's easier now because we're not traveling as much. Dude, before I was doing one about being a parent, and I'd be gone for so long, and I was with a buddy, and I'd be in town for like 2 days, and I have to sit down for one day and record like 6 or 7. And then we got
Oh,
to,
man.
you know what I mean? Because I was gone for so long, and then you want to have
Yeah,
enough
wear
to
you
release-
out.
You want to release them every week, yeah. But I also didn't want to spend my one whole day off doing podcasts. After
Right.
traveling for 2 months, I'm home for 2 days. I want to maybe relax for a day. When I came home from a long trip, I always spent one day in my house, just in my chair. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, this is the best. It's so good to be
Yeah.
home. And I didn't want to have to spend a whole day recording shit. So, but yeah, get a bunch of eventually you're going to be back on the road doing stuff. You know what I mean? So
Right.
set it up where you get some in the can so that you're not behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what we're kind of where we're at. So
Okay.
yeah, man. What about now? So when you upload these, do you upload them all to just YouTube, or do you have to upload them to every one of those when you like Patreon and all?
No, what I do is right now we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook right now. So I always stream live on YouTube. Okay. So every Monday and Tuesday we stream live, and then I take that footage, I save all the shows, and then I convert it to an MP3, and then I upload it to the podcast, and then I put it on the website, which is launched to all the platforms, which is iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I just got back on the other day, so those come out, and so then I upload that myself with the.
You only
MP3.
upload that to one place, though, right?
Yeah, I do it too. I unload it to. Right now, I go through WordPress. There's some other ones I heard that are better, and maybe even less expensive. But I do WordPress, and then WordPress automatically. I set this. There's a company you can go to that gets you on all the different platforms. But I did it myself, and then you just need the. Then you need the podcast feed, and you need to physically and manually go in and sign up with iTunes and iHeart and all this stuff. And once you get it in there, though, then every time you upload to WordPress, it automatically goes to that platform.
Okay.
So once you're accepted,
well, then how does the Patreon work?
Patreon's separate because Patreon is it's a monthly thing that people join, and they pay X amount of dollars, and there's different tiers in there. There's not a lot of the content doesn't necessarily go through there, but they have access to more content if they're a certain higher level. Like my Patreon set up to where you can pay as little as $1 a month, and then I have a tier that's 10, one that's 15, and one that's 50, which is the top tier that you get writers stuff. And then the more you pay, the more you get. So these shows are separate from Patreon. Anything I do exclusively for Patreon, I'll put up on YouTube as unlisted and then launch it through my Patreon, and then my Patreon followers can access that. Yeah, so I'll handle it that way. So, and I haven't.
So do you take would you take like something from this show, like maybe 20 minutes or something, and then go, hey, if you want to see an added bonus, go to my Patreon page?
Well, I'll do, what I did do was these are stay up on YouTube. These will stay on YouTube. So they're always, you can go on YouTube. Anytime.
That's right. These are live. My bad.
Yeah. So, but up till episode 65, the first 65 episodes were done on different platforms, recorded in different ways, and I did them on Facebook Live. And starting at 66, I switched to YouTube Live, and I took those 65 off the Facebook server and saved them on a hard drive. So now every once in a while, what I'll do is I'll grab one of those, and they're funny because a lot of them are funny because like people watch. Back then, I really didn't know what I was doing, and I made a million mistakes. And I used to joke. That's
what everybody says.
Yeah, and my tech is run by there's Westview kids, middle school kids at the AV department. Those kids handle all my tech. So every time something goes wrong, I blame the kids at Westview. So all those previous episodes.
What do you mean your tech? What do you mean by that when you say
anything that? Like if I have problems with the sound or a problem with uploading a video, I say, well, it's the AV department. It's the kids at the AV department because they handle.
Oh, that's right.
They handle everything. And
but it's
in those early episodes, there's things happen where I did a whole episode with no sound, and there's another one where. There's another one where I had a John DeCrosta. John DeCrosta was watching one where I had a backdrop set behind me, and it was at my old apartment, and the backdrop fell on top of me, and I fell out of screen. All I saw was my fridge. There's a lot of stuff that went wrong back then, and there's other stuff where there's half of it is like me talking to you and you're frozen, and I'm like, there's a lot of things that I couldn't figure out. The sound is shitty, so every once in a while I'll upload something called the best of the worst, or I'll take 10 minutes from one of those videos and put it up on a Friday. Something like that.
Okay.
But then the Patreon members, what they do get is I do something called Schmidt Show, which is live streaming stand-up that they get for free. But anybody else, if they want to see it, they have to pay for. But then if you're a Patreon member, you have access to all my back content, all the back Schmidt shows, all that stuff. And that stuff is unlisted on YouTube. So I'll go that
So
way.
what do you do when you're at the show? You just record it live?
Yeah, I record the show.
And it goes right to Patreon right from there?
No, I record that show.
You upload it later?
Yeah, I'll record that on Zoom or YouTube and make it private, and then I'll upload it later. But normally I record it on Zoom. Then I edit it. I don't even edit that much. I'll upload it a lot. Because on those Patreon things a lot, some of the stuff is, I do the writer's session thing, and there's sometimes where I try new material a lot. And I'll get feedback from Patreon members, and they'll make comments about, I liked this or I didn't like that. And it's almost like my own open mic. It's cheating in a way because they follow me anyway. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But I get solid feedback on material, and I get to run by a lot of new stuff. It's been really helpful and beneficial, and everybody enjoys it. They seem to like it and have a good time. So
that's awesome. You do it that way. Then how do the different tiers, like only the $50 people get to see that stuff, or does everybody get to see it?
Everybody gets to see everybody gets the Schmidt Show. If you're in the $50 tier, you're in the writer's session, which involves being involved in writing them. And then I write specific sketches for them and put them in the other show I produce, which is called Reconnecting Comedy. Every 2 months I do that online. And the next one is on May 1st coming up. And what I'll do is, like, some of the members, we had a meeting yesterday or 2 days ago. We talked about what we're going to do. So I get sketches.
So you hook up with these members and then you'd shoot sketches?
No, you know what we do? Most of the stuff I shoot through, using this technology here, I can shoot using this technology and superimpose the shots into different frames and be able to use that. Or I direct them, like what they did, they shoot sketches on their own. they'll run a script by me, or they'll shoot a sketch, an idea, and I'll give them advice or tips, and they'll send it to me, and then I'll give them advice and tips, and they'll send it back, and then they'll edit it down, and then once they get it down to the right time, then I put it in the show. So they shoot it on their own at their own place, and right now it's mainly Keith and Brenda Runyon. They have a running sketch. They do a Myrtle thing that they're doing. This girl Myrtle, I can't give anything away. She's very sweet, but she's sad. She's just, it's a sketch they do, and then the Mulligans do a running joke between the two of them all the time, which is really funny too. And I try to keep everything short. I try to keep below. I prefer to keep it below 3 minutes. Some of the stuff, a few things are longer, but most of them is really, really short. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I take, and then
that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it worked out great. And then we did something like we're doing. What did we do? Oh, we did. I took a shot of everybody and made a mock Zoom Christmas family video where it was like a Zoom family, but it was all my Patreon members in different squares doing different characters. So I cut it together so that we're all kind of talking to each other, but we're not. And then we find out we're not related. That's the end of that's the joke, that we're on the wrong feed or whatever. And then basically I taped all that, and then I took one shot of me watching the video, commenting on each of them. So I'm the live thread, and then I tape it all, and then it kind of comes together. So
neat.
Yeah, so I kind of experiment with this software a lot. Like the next thing we're doing is, for the next video, we're doing a Hollywood Squares thing, to where everybody tapes something for Hollywood Squares, and I'm going to superimpose the videos into squares. And I already shot my daughter Lily as the contestant, and I'm the host. And then there's a bunch of questions. So that's going to be in the next video. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so I can shoot. I've learned to like we're each in our own, like, that's you now, and then that's the two of us.
Right.
I could take each of those shots, and then I can put them into different videos in different contexts, and I kind of experiment with that format. And I've been doing it with the Patreon members. It's been fun. It's been very cool, and they're great.
So all those videos you shoot, you only put it up so everybody can see it, or only the $50 people can see it?
No, they can all see it. The main thing the $50 people get is they get to be involved in the writing, and they get to be involved in the show, and they get to have input on the sketches, and they can submit sketches to that show. So that's what they get. Anybody else in the Patreon, if you're a lower Patreon member, you get things like, you get all my albums, all my online content, all the online content I've ever shot in the last year and a half or during COVID. The top level people get all that stuff. They have access to the first 65 episodes. They can go and watch those whenever they want. Other people don't.
Okay.
If you're a middle tier member, you get like all the albums. You get free tickets to a concert. You get a shout out on the show. You get and then I update you and let you know what's going on. If you're a dollar member, you get to be in the loop as far as what we're doing, what's going on, what we're doing on a regular basis, and you get to see the Schmidt show. So. Now, that's what I do. Other Patreon members, like I was listening to Jimmy Pardo today, and he's got a whole different level. He's got a platinum level and then a double platinum, and these guys
really,
but Joey Diaz just has fuck it, it's $1. That's his thing. It's like his is the more you give, the more you get. So he's like, join for $1 or pay whatever you want. And I have plenty of members that only pay for a couple of bucks here, but a few that pay, more. And, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you push it where you say the more you pay, the more you get. And then they always have the option to be involved in the writer session. And I'll give input, like Keith does stand-up. So every once in a while, I'll talk to Keith about stand-up, and, he's getting back out and doing stuff. And I'll give input in the writer session as far as, or he can ask any questions, and he can do a video and stuff like that. So it works out good. Yeah, so far it's been working out great, and there's still, everybody's watching still. People are still watching the show. It's been this is the longest show I've ever done now, Rob. This is great. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. We just crushed it. We crushed my show with. This is what I got.
Informational.
This was good. We covered a lot of bases.
Yeah, man.
Tell Rob for a small fee we are all available for his shows. That's Tammy. That's Tammy, the Patreon member. Now they're trying to get you to pay them. I like them. See, that's why I like these people. The response, everybody's really happy with the show. We talked about a lot of stuff, man. This was
awesome.
This was great. So
I can't believe I stayed awake. I'm living on like an hour's sleep.
Oh God, I forgot you're 3 hours ahead of me. Yeah, dude, you're 10:45.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy. Don't you gotta build something or fall through a roof sometime later tonight? Or
I am trying to build something actually, and then I only got a day home. I'm leaving right away again. So
right. Are you at the house by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You said almost like you were sad.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you mean, did I buy it by myself? Is that what you mean?
I meant living there at the house. If you're gonna leave tomorrow,
yeah,
you're leaving
by
an empty
myself.
house. Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's good,
so
man.
nice.
I'm happy for you, dude.
I
I can't
love
wait to
it.
see it, man. Next time I come through Orlando, I know where I'm going to go. Hopefully we
Please.
can coordinate. We'll come around the same time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right,
I'd
man.
love it.
All right, let's get out of here. It's
Thanks
been
for
almost 2
having me.
hours. Dude, we got to have you back. This was stuff. You're right. It didn't even
Well,
seem
when
like
I
2
saw
hours.
you, I didn't even know you were doing this, and then I saw you post something. I'm like, you haven't asked me yet, you son of a bitch.
I know, dude. That was funny. I forgot. You were one of those guys that kept forgetting. And who are you? You were Jesse in Oklahoma City, right? And I talked to you on the phone that day. You called me.
Yeah,
you guys were going to go out to eat, and I was like, "You should go get those wings," because he took me.
Oh,
to a place
right,
to
right,
get
right.
Wings, right? And I go, "Oh, you should do my show," and you're like, "Oh, now you're asking me to do the show." You
I
gave a
know.
shit about it. I'm like, "I'm sorry, man." It's like, well, like when I asked Caponera to do it, I asked him to do it, and he goes, "What? Did you just get around to the C's?" I'm sorry, man. It's just I don't know. I what? I booked the show a month at a time, and then I think of a bunch of people, and I was doing 5 a week. I was doing 1 every night, and it was too much.
That makes me feel a lot better.
No, I stopped
You were
doing them.
so many.
It's too much. I didn't have the time. Well, in my
I had to
defense,
bring some people back 2-3 times.
I did. In the first ones, I had to bring people back because I screwed shoes up.
son
No,
of
I did. I did. There were a couple that went. Mike Siegel's show, the first one went so bad, I had him back. I'm like, dude, I'm really sorry. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it.
Why was it so bad?
It was because of my stupid. I didn't know how to, because the kids from Westview fucked it up. That's why. I had Katie Marquardt on twice. You know Katie from. She was a Howl at the Moon piano player. We met.
Yeah.
So I was on her show the other day, but I had her on the first time, and we couldn't get the feed going. So I had her on a second time, and I think I had her on a third time. And the only person I've had on more than that is my brother Mike, and this girl Julia, who's in Orange County, who's a sex therapist, not a sex therapist, but a matchmaker. We talk about sex.
Please let Mike know I said hi. I
will.
used to hang out with him a lot.
I'm going to see
I
him
haven't
tomorrow.
seen
We're
him.
going to. He's getting the shot with me tomorrow. We're going tomorrow to get the shot.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
Well, cool.
All right, let's wrap it up. All right, have a safe trip tomorrow. Where you two tomorrow? That place in Oklahoma?
Wichita.
Or Wichita. All right, man. Have fun in Wichita. Tell Biggs I said hi. Tell Biggs I said hello.
Okay.
I was there not too long ago. You guys have a good time when you're there. Travel safe.
Yep.
Dude, whoa, what do you want me to plug? Anything you want to plug? You got the dry bar.
Just
You
my
got the new-
roblittle.com.
Okay.
Little Tom Foolery is going to be coming out, my podcast, pretty soon.
Okay.
And that's it, man. My dry bar comedy special.
Dry bar
Adore
comedy.
Rob.
Adore Little or Adore Rob a Little. Check that out. Adore
Yeah,
Rob a Little.
it turned out great. I'm very happy with it.
They're good, dude. They were great. I was good. I just did mine a couple weeks ago, so it won't be out for months. But boy, that
You
was
won't
a
even
great
hear
experience.
from them for a year.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
like-
That's what I figured. That's fine. And plus, they're taping even more people now. So, I mean, now they're doing they're doing 3 a night, 3 nights a week or whatever. They're ripping through a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess they signed. They have some sort of new deal where they need to provide more content for another platform. So
Okay.
dude, that's a great deal. That thing took off. I mean, they really nailed that. And those shows are shot. It's professionally done. It looks great. It was a great production.
They look so good.
Yeah, and it goes off. There's no, where am I going? What am I doing? There's people everywhere telling you everything. They're professionals. It was a great experience.
Yep.
So, all right, man. I'm getting
Cool,
out of here.
man.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Good to see you, man. Travel safe. Take care of yourself.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. That's Rob Little. That was almost a 2-hour show. That was an hour and 50 minutes, man. You guys that stayed here, I can't thank you enough, man. Thank you guys, especially the Patreon members. We talked a little bit about what we're doing on Patreon, and I hope I gave you guys props. You guys do really great work on there. May 1st is the next Reconnecting Comedy, and you guys were great, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mike will be on the show soon. I got to talk to him about it tomorrow. I'm actually booking, I want to say May now. So thank you guys for being here. I'll be here in 2 days. Dolby Maxwell will be here on Wednesday, who's a comic out of Chicago, who I've known for years and years and years. He'll be here Wednesday, and then we take next week off, as I said, as I do some revamping. I'll be changing the intro video, shortening it up, and making a few changes here and there, tweaks, if you will, hopefully updating. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for sticking around. You guys are awesome. I want to check Facebook, see if anybody's watching on Facebook. Nobody is. That's awesome. At least I don't think so. Oh, there's a few. Yeah, there we go. Alex is over there. Lenny's over there. You guys are great. Yeah, hour and 50 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, this is a good show. You guys were fantastic. Thank you all so much for being here, man. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for sticking around. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And you guys take care of yourselves. Also, do me a favor. Dream a pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers, will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.